everybody. So today we're going to have the first tasting of my Rye IPA version 6. I'll put a card up here if you want to go check out the playlist. I did do a brew day and first reviews on the other 5. Now this one does change stuff up a little bit more. I shouldn't say change stuff up a little bit more, but we're going to take the base malt and change it. So this is a small batch, 1.25 gallons going into the carboy. 2 pounds, 1 ounce of white wheat malt, 5.5 ounces of caramel, 5.5 ounces of rye malt, 3.7 ounces of flaked rye. Now in the other batches, that white wheat could be substituted for a Pilsner malt or a 2-row like I've used in the other ones. For the hop, or for the boil, the hops, 0.28 ounces of Centennial at 60, 0.28 ounces of Centennial and Chinook. Then for the dry hop, 3 days into fermentation, 0.24 ounces of Centennial, 0.12 ounces of Amarillo, 0.12 ounces of Chinook. Now, except for the white wheat, this does go back to what version 1 used. So here in about a month, we will have a side-by-side of all of them just to see what it does. US-05 yeast was used for this. Now, I have to say, and I don't know why, some of my basic wheat beers haven't turned out recently. I think I know for sure 2 weeks ago I lost 2 of them, and they had white wheat and rye in them. I'm not sure why. The other one turned out fine, but for whatever reason, I'm on a bad streak with wheat malt. So we'll see if this one's still good. But those, at least, I knew after they were done fermenting, there was no safe bet in drinking those or even bottling them. Bottled on 514, 6.49% ABV. Let's go ahead and get this open and get it into a glass. Okay, hist, good smoke, so we're on a good track right now. And I've talked about this before in changing recipes. Or doing something new. Usually what I do, I will just change 1 or 2 things. Get a recipe that you know that you like to brew and just tweak it a little bit. And what I found out that does for at least me, it's still drinkable. Instead of changing everything and doing all this and then having to dump 5 or 10 gallons of beer. No head on this one. What bubbles I do have are white around the edges. Color, I would say like an orange reddish color. Medium haze. I can see the light box, but I can make out the outline of it. Some bubbles coming up, not very many. Let's go ahead and smell. Wheatiness, a little bit of spice, a little citrus is what I get. That wheat is familiar. It smells like the other wheat beers that I have had turn out for me. But it's like a big wheat citrus, like they're mixing together. But it's not, you can tell there's something else in there. It's not like a citrus wheat beer or something like that. Like, is that wheat? Is that citrus? Yes. But there's something in the middle. My guess is it's the caramel, or it could be a hop. It smells like a clean wheat citrus beer. So let's go ahead and taste. You definitely get that citrus in there. That wheat is at the beginning. Then it seems like that citrus and bitterness, almost like a rind, a grapefruit rind with a touch of spice, is all the way back. Aftertaste, that wheat does come through with that citrus. It's almost like a lemon citrus, almost kind of tart in the aftertaste. It's very weird. There's a touch of spice in there, but I think that spice is mixed in with that wheat at the beginning, and then like that citrus takes over. Now, from the profiles I get from like a Chinook and Centennial is more citrus. Centennial, I do get some grapefruit rind out of that, so I do get that. I don't know where that like aftertaste of almost like a tart lemon is coming into play. Yeah, I don't know if it's just that citrus, because maybe it's grapefruit instead of, that's where that tartness is. Maybe it's the Centennial giving off some more of that grapefruit in there. It definitely, in the aftertaste, doesn't come through as like a wheat grapefruit or a grapefruit wheat beer. The IBUs are higher than say 20, 25. I didn't write them down. My guess is they're over 50. But yeah, so it doesn't come off as like that, like a standard wheat beer that was made with grapefruit. It's okay. I think the body's a little too light, and that's probably, I mean, the alcohol level, it seems a little low even for the alcohol level, but I just did batch 5, and that was a thicker beer. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens with this, but yeah, you get that wheat, maybe a touch of that rye spice, and then that citrus really takes over with some bitterness, rind bitterness in there. Aftertaste, the wheat starts coming out. I'm gonna go with a grapefruit, like more of a grapefruit citrus than anything on this one. But yeah, undercarbed a little bit, needs more carb. I think that'll help with the body. The body feels kind of flat, smooth right now. So we'll see if this carbs up a little bit more next month. So if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and check out some other videos over here. And until next time, happy brewing.